things are always made of the finest ingredients. Just a touch of this, just a touch of that. So how about a touch of France? Let's discover France, French and France in Ghana in a new episode of Touch of France.
Hello, bonjour, welcome, bienvenue to Touch of France, the show that tells you about France and France in Ghana. My name is Sandra. I'm the French ambassador to Ghana and a lover of all things France and Ghana. So today we are going to talk about diplomacy. And to do so, I have invited someone you know as a TV presenter, but she's also a lawyer. She also trained as an international trader. I'm sure you don't know everything about her. Let me welcome Ms. Sandra Ankobia. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you very much. So we're going to share a lot about France and Ghana. I know you know France. So let's try and catch our breath, get ready for this conversation. Let's have a short break and have a conversation with Sandra Ankobia and talk about diplomacy.
As a man on a mission, I am constantly on the move. My work takes me to different places from all walks of life. In the process of time, I have met many successful people with different backgrounds and with different drives. One thing has been common among them all. Like me, they don't compromise on quality. Which is why each day as I leave home to face the world, I drive straight to the one place I know I can refuel for the day, because I am assured of quality fuel at an affordable price.
Numo! Over the mouse of the salon. Munchang, triple S.
Triple S no yedeng.
Make them tell you. Factor social distance health.
Here at Santor, quality is affordable.
Santor Energy, clean fuel, friendly service.
Hello, so we are back on Touch of France. Thanks for staying with us. I'm here with Sandra Ankobia. Welcome again. Thank you for being with us. Sandra, thanks for being here. Tell us a bit about you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. And I love France. I mean, I was in Paris a couple of weeks ago, and I remember I posted a photo on my Instagram, and I captioned it, my second favorite city in the world, which is Paris. Oh, yes, absolutely. It's still there, yes. Well, no. I mean, Accra is home, so obviously it's dear to my heart. My favorite city, I think, would be London.
Right.
It's like a second home. But the second favorite is Paris, and I would expand that to say France, because there are other places in France that I like. So France is my second favorite country.
All right.
And Paris, my second favorite city in the whole wide world.
Great. So, well, I'm sure France loves you too. So you keep coming, and you've been very often to France.
Yes, I think my first visit was in 2006.
Oh, wow.
I went to Paris and I fell in love. And I've been back almost every year since then. I think I've been maybe 8 or 9 times to France.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've been to the south of France. I love there as well. I've been to Cannes. I've been to Nice. I've been to Monaco. I've been to the Grand Prix a couple of times, Formula One. I've been to Saint-Tropez.
Oh, dear.
There are a few other places in the south that I would like to experience. I've heard about, is this Saint Jean Cap Ferrat?
Cap Ferrat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a friend go there, and she said very nice things about the place. And Cap d'Antibes, did I pronounce that right?
Even if you've been there like 9 times, there's still a lot to discover.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to that, because I'm sure I'm going to show you places that you didn't know. Today we're talking about diplomacy. What does diplomacy mean to you?
Well, to me, I think diplomacy cuts across. I mean, even in everyday, I think when people hear diplomacy, they automatically assume government stuff and formal things. But I think it's in everyday things around us, even with your friends. I mean, there's a way that you can speak, or there's a way that you can manage relationships between you and your friends, or even family, in a diplomatic way, meaning in a tactful manner, in a way that doesn't become too aggressive, or you know, in a peaceful, just learning to live with each other in a peaceful manner. So to me, I would say that it's just the skill of just managing relationships in a very tactful or in a peaceful, unproblematic way.
It's an amazing definition, managing relationships with
absolutely.
a peaceful...
And we do that with our everyday relationships.
And how important is it to be diplomatic among countries?
Oh, very, very important. I'm sure we would have been on maybe like the 100th World War if we didn't have diplomacy. Mm-hmm. So I think that is very, very important to have, to be able to manage our relationships with with other countries in a way that allows all of us to live very peacefully.
Mm. Well, thank you for that. That is. I couldn't have said better. Thank you very much. So let's see what France, the way France conceives diplomacy and a bit of a history of France. So let's see what happens in France when it comes to diplomacy.
France has always been a global diplomatic power. Since 1958, during General de Gaulle's era, the country's foreign policy has been remarkably stable. It is based on principles, to begin with, independence and sovereignty, best exhibited through France's stance during the Cold War, its choice to become a nuclear power, and its refusal to approve the 2003 invasion of Iraq. At the European level, France has been one of the continent's major and active pillars since the days of the Inner Six in the 1950s. France's principles have seen the country as a major actor in defense of multilateralism. The country is a member of the UN Security Council, the Paris Forum for Peace, and the Alliance for Multilateralism. France's diplomatic priorities are numerous, among them climate change. Did you know that the French produce only 0.9% of carbon footprint, far less than most G20 countries? The fight against pandemics such as COVID-19, as well as the fight against terrorism in Sahel, Lebanon, and Syria, are part of the diplomatic priorities. In the 21st century, France has looked to turn the page of its colonial past in Africa by forging new relations centered on the restitution of cultural African heritage and grants to African countries. As of 2020, France boasts the third largest diplomatic network with 160 embassies behind the USA's 168 and China's 164. French diplomacy employs 15,000 staff, 10,000 of which are posted abroad. And what better way to practice feminist diplomacy than to have 46 women as French ambassadors around the globe as of 2020, 3 decades after the country appointed a woman ambassador for the first time.
So, how do you react to this?
Very interesting, especially the last slide that spoke about the women ambassadors, 46, I believe they said.
46.
Probably one of the highest.
French network.
Yes, that's amazing. Congratulations.
So, do you think it makes a difference when you're a woman, considering your definition of diplomacy? Do you think being a woman can be an asset or on the contrary, a handicap?
Definitely. I mean, you said it all. Definitely. I mean, women bring something different to the table. I mean, women are women. They're more nurturing. They're more, they're calmer.
Are they?
Oh, definitely. Yes. I mean, even at home, see how our mothers are the ones who always like calm the fires when things are heated. So I believe, yes, women probably will do a better job and do a better job.
Do you know that Ghana is also a country that has many, many, many female ambassadors?
And that is one thing I'm very, very proud of.
Yeah, you can
Absolutely,
be,
yes.
because they are posted in very strategic country. We have a woman in Paris. My counterpart is,
Yes,
is a
Mrs.
lady.
Bossman, yes.
Mrs. Bossman, absolutely. And you have now a woman in Washington,
Yes,
which is very
yes.
impressive.
Very, very.
Very. So you should have Ayeko for that.
We'll see. We'll see.
So we have, of course, different ambassadors of Ghana in France. Of course, there is the official ambassador, but we also have ambassadors who are Ghanaian in France, who work in France, and who promote their culture and make the most to show a very good image of Ghana in France. So let's discover someone called Godwin Benefo. He is a Ghanaian and he lives in France.
My name is Godwin Benefo. I arrived in France in June 1991. I am a pastor of a church, a multicultural church, and at the same time a private businessman. Yes, I speak French, but I would say French is one of the most complicated languages to learn. Very complicated because you have to really conjugate the le, la, un, une, and all those things. So it's not quite easy, but very interesting and very romantic, of course. Yes, I think I'm an ambassador because fortunately I am the Secretary General of the GCCP, which is Ghana Coordinating Council Paris, a federation of 52 associations. And so I have this opportunity to interact with Ghanaians, to try to answer some of the pertinent issues here in France, try to solve and to, arrange some things for the community. So with this role, I think I'm playing a very important role per se for the community here in France. Je te fais confiance, je te fais confiance. Ce n'est pas facile pour moi de chanter ces refrains.
Great song. Je te fais confiance, je te fais confiance. Ce n'est pas facile pour moi de chanter ce refrain. I trust you, I trust you. It's not easy for me to sing this tune. Well, actually, he does it really well, doesn't he?
What does it mean, though?
I just said, I trust you. I trust you, I trust you. And he carried on, it is not easy for me to sing this song. That's what it meant.
I see. Very nice song.
That's what it meant. So, you've been to France first time, did you say 2006?
2006 was my first
So that's like a few years ago.
A few years ago.
I guess you've tried the French cuisine a bit.
I have. My favorite, I would say, is coq au vin. I don't know if I got the pronunciation
yes,
right,
absolutely.
but it's chicken. Basically chicken cooked in, I believe, red wine or something like
absolutely.
that.
It's cockerel, actually,
okay.
cooked in red wine.
Right.
Yes, so you like that?
I like that. It's delicious. I mean, I'm a fan of chicken, so anything chicken, you find me there. I've also tried escargot.
Yes. Did you like that?
Not really. Not really. I think it's a delicacy. It's an acquired taste. I'm not too crazy about it.
But you do eat some here as well.
I do eat some, but cooked in a different way.
Right.
Spicy.
Yes.
With tomatoes and onions and, it's a different way of
It's a different way of cooking it,
yes,
right?
I like the one here. That one I wasn't too crazy about, but I've tried it. And I tried something else too, chicken legs. I don't know if it's a French thing. I don't know if it's a French dish, but that's the first time I ate it.
Right?
Yes, in a restaurant in Paris. I forget the name of the restaurant, but it was different and delicious. I loved it. Chicken legs, like actual chicken legs.
All right. So maybe it's just the way we accommodate and it depends on the recipe.
Okay.
Have you ever tried ratatouille?
I've tried it once, I think in Cannes or Nice, just a stew made of vegetables.
It's just vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see how to do it.
It was okay.
It was okay?
Yes.
Maybe you didn't try the one of Chef Patrice. He's going to tell us the recipe. Okay. Let's see Chef Patrice telling us how to do a proper ratatouille.
Bonjour les amis, nous sommes aujourd'hui devant le pont Alexandre III qui a été construit en 1900 pour l'exposition universelle. Ce pont symbolise l'alliance franco-russe et notamment la première pierre a été posée par Nicolas II en 1887. Donc aujourd'hui, devant ce beau pont Alexandre III, malgré le temps, puisqu'il ne fait pas très beau, mais nous allons parler ratatouille. Donc nous allons aller faire une très belle ratatouille avec notre aubergine, poivron, oignon, tomate et le beau basilic. Donc nous allons cuire nos légumes, comme je l'ai dit, l'herbe de Provence, sel, poivre et surtout l'huile d'olive, c'est très important. Et voici nos oignons et les aubergines. Les poivrons et les tomates. Nous rajoutons maintenant le basilic haché, les herbes de Provence et le poivre. Et maintenant, nous laissons cuire pendant 3 quarts d'heure. Et voici la ratatouille cuite, qui, je vous rappelle, se mange chaud ou froid. Très bon appétit!
Just like sauteed vegetables, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not sauteed because it's cooking for 45 minutes, so you ought to try it.
I have tried it once.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
I'll
you
try
were
it
not
again.
convinced. But you've got to try this
Not really.
different recipe. I'm sure you will love it.
I'm a meat
Patrice,
lover,
she
so-
will love your recipe, Patrice. Don't get offended. I'm sure she will love it. Let's have a short commercial break and we will be back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back on Touch of France. I'm sitting here having a conversation with Sandra Ankobia. Thanks again for being with us. Sandra gave us an amazing definition of diplomacy, that is having a conversation, well, talking and to make peace. Is that right? Talking in the diplomatic way. I think that's an amazing definition. Mm-hmm. And Sandra, also, you have been in France, you've visited lots of places. What places have you not yet visited and would you like to visit?
In France?
Yes.
I think I mentioned earlier Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat.
Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat.
And then Cap d'Antibes.
Cap d'Antibes. So that's still in this really in south of France.
In the south, yes.
So you like the south of France better?
I do love the south, yes.
Okay.
It's beautiful, amazing weather, and nice food, and lots of activities.
Right?
Yes.
And the sun. But you've got the sun here.
We've got the sun here, but it's a different kind.
It's a different kind. Have you ever visited the southwest or maybe the center of France?
No, I have not.
So you like the Mediterranean?
I like the Mediterranean.
Because the sea is quiet?
The sea is quiet.
Very quiet.
Very.
No waves?
No waves. Yeah, I like to go boating. I've done that a few times out there. And it's just very different from Paris, you know. It's just very laid back and calm and beautiful. The south of France is beautiful.
But you are lucky you have your capital by the sea.
Yes.
So you definitely have the ocean very, very close to the center of Accra. Yes. Paris is quite miles away from the sea. So if you agree, I want to take you for an overview of France, because yes, there is Paris, yes, there is the south of France, but there's a lot more. So here's a little presentation, a little short video about France. Let's discover France in a piece of France. Yes, so whether you want to go to France for business, for tourism, leisure, visit family, visit friends, you may wonder, how do I do to get a visa? So here's a little presentation so you will know everything about it.
So you want to travel to France and need a visa? France is part of the Schengen zone. Hence, a visa to France gives you access to travel across all 26 Schengen countries. Never pass through an agency or intermediates. It is a scam. There is only one way to apply for a Schengen visa at the French embassy. There are various visa options. Make sure you submit a complete application. Make sure you have an appointment. Walk-in is not allowed. Do not submit fake documents. It is an offense and could put you on a travel ban. Plan in advance. Do not apply at the last minute.
Go to france-visas.gouv.fr and nowhere else to get a visa. If you've missed anything, don't worry, you can find the replays on YouTube, the channel of Touch of France. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or the Facebook account, so you won't miss anything. Recipes, information about the visa, and of course, my conversations with my guests, and today, Sandra Ankobia. So, we were talking about France and diplomacy. We'll now talk about Ghana and diplomacy in Ghana. What do you know about the diplomacy, the diplomats here in Ghana?
Well, I mean, everyone knows Ghana as a very peaceful country. We are touted as the beacon or the gateway to Africa. And so it goes without saying that when it comes to the area of diplomacy, we do quite a good job. I mean, if you follow our politics or our governance, you find that we haven't really had any issues with any countries. I mean, touch wood, not that I know of. And so I believe that subsequent governments, I mean, have done their best to live in peace or to live peacefully with our neighbors and even other countries in the world at large. So I would say that Ghana's done quite well when it comes to the area of diplomacy in all aspects.
Yes. And actually, if I relate to your definition, it's about talking to other countries to keep peaceful. So
absolutely,
yes, I
in
agree.
in all areas. I mean, governance, security, business, all areas.
Great. So, do you know how many diplomats, actually resident ambassadors of foreign countries, we have here in Ghana?
No, that I would not know.
That's about 60.
Wow.
Quite a lot of them are women as well. That's how peaceful the country is.
Ah.
Yeah, well done to
Ghana.
you. Well done to you. So we have put together a little documentary about France diplomacy here in Ghana. If you agree, let's watch it together.
Long before Ghana's independence, France was represented in Ghana. As soon as Ghana gained independence, France was amongst the first not only to recognize Ghana as a sovereign independent state, but to also appoint its first ambassador to Ghana. France has always had an embassy in Accra since then. Originally settled in the gardens of the current Jubilee House, the Chancery eventually moved to the gardens of the French residence in January 2019 and officially inaugurated by the President of Ghana in January 2021. 18 ambassadors have been appointed to Ghana since 1957. The posting usually is for 3 years, but can exceptionally be extended for a 4th year. The current ambassador, Her Excellency Anne-Sophie Ave, is the first female French ambassador to Ghana.
Let's go to Jubilee House.
On top of the usual diplomatic work, she was asked to implement the new Partnership for Africa that French President Macron communicated in Ouagadougou in December 2017. The idea is to cooperate more in areas of common interest like youth, sports, universities, culture, and to support Ghana's development dynamics through investment in SMEs and the civil society.
Wow, what's your reaction to that?
Very impressive, and I must say well done to you as well for all the good works that you're doing here, especially with this show, Touch of France.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
So actually, the show, how do you understand the fact that we've put together a show? That you said, yes, it's very unusual, but what's your take on that?
That was, before I was a bit, because it's very unusual for diplomats to do stuff like this, so I was a bit. But now that I've been here and I've experienced it, I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful initiative. Well done.
It was the only way to actually get into people's home and present what we are doing, show a bit of France and share with our guests. But yes, it was unusual. But our viewers deserve to know what we're doing, and that's what the show was about. So thank you very much for being my guest. We have now reached a segment that is called music. I'm sure you know...
Oh gosh, do I have to sing?
If you'd like to.
I don't know any French songs.
Well, maybe you know the French national anthem, do you?
I can't sing it.
Well, let's hear what it is. I'm sure you've heard it already, the national French anthem.
Right.
And normally you have words on it. So I found a version by tenor Roberto Alagna.
That was beautiful. I mean, the French national anthem, I think, is one of the most distinctive in the world. And just like we saw, it's been translated into different genres of music. Very short and sweet. It's beautiful.
So did you know it was actually originally a war song that was written to motivate the troops when they were marching into Austria. It was in 1792. And it was a revolutionary song, patriotic. It was calling to fight the tyranny of invaders. And the very original song sounded like this. So at the very beginning, it was just a military song, but then in 1830, no other than Hector Berlioz rearranged the music to make it the song that we know now, and it was made the national anthem of France. The La Marseillaise, from Marseille, was actually not the original title because it was written in Strasbourg, which is the other way, and it was originally called the Parisian. But then it became the Marseillaise. And the tune, as you rightly said, is so iconic that it has been used, as the first notes of them have been used by the Beatles.
I knew it was familiar. I mean, it's so very easily recognizable. Very distinctive.
So maybe they made it even more famous around the world. And we had, of course, many, many versions, like the one by Serge Gainsbourg, who made a reggae version.
Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant est levé.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a polemic, but still it's a way to rearrange the Marseillaise. I was very bold because I had the President Nana Akufo-Addo as a guest in the show in season 1, and I asked him, because you know he's perfectly francophone.
Oh yes, he speaks perfect French.
Perfect French. So I challenged him and asked him if he knew what the first sentences of the French national anthem meant. Here's what he said. So what would for our viewers be Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. What would that be in English? Or in Twi, whatever, but you know, how...
In English.
Yeah.
Arise, children of the fatherland. Our day of glory is at hand or near.
He's arrived, yes, absolutely. He is impressive, isn't he?
Extremely.
Speaks perfect French.
I aspire to speak French that well.
Well, actually, he impressed me on that one because I didn't think he would know what those words, which are actually complicated, I didn't think he would know. Well, of course, La Marseillaise, the French national anthem, is so famous, as you rightly said, that we made it the song of the opening and closing credits of Touch of France, but in a rock and roll version. Let's listen. Thought that the national anthem would make us dance. Yeah. So we will be back just after a very short break, and we will now test Sandra's French.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect. You thrive.
Welcome back, and thank you, Sandra, for still being with us. Now is the moment when I challenge your French.
Oh gosh.
What can you say in French?
Je m'appelle Sandra. Je parle français un peu. I want to say I like to eat, but I'm not sure.
J'aime manger.
J'aime manger.
J'aime manger.
Oui. Okay, I'm stuck. Unfortunately, I'm not as fluent as our president, but I understand more than I can speak.
Right, but when you go to France, you pick it up, right?
I do.
You
and,
understand a bit.
There's one thing about the French, especially in France. They will speak to you in French, even when they know that you're Anglophone. I think it's a good thing because then it pushes me to practice my French.
And most of them don't actually speak English.
Okay, so they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. They have to speak French.
Right.
So, but it's a beautiful language anyway.
It is. I think it's one of the most romantic languages on earth. It is so sexy.
Is it?
Yes. I've always wanted to learn. I mean, I did study a bit of French in school. But not enough to obviously have this conversation with you. But I've always wanted to.
Well, I'm sure you know more than you think. Do you know how to say diplomacy?
Diplomacy?
Yes.
Diplomacy. Ooh.
And how about a diplomat?
Diplomat.
Diplomat. That's as easy as that. How about a country?
Country. Campagne. État?
No, yeah, countryside would be campagne. You're right. Campagne. But a country like the state would be pays.
Oh, pays. Spell that, please.
P-A-Y-S.
Oh, pays.
Have you
Oh,
had?
pays, like le
Yeah,
pays. Oh,
le pays.
I know that. I knew
Oh,
that.
I
I knew that. I just forgot.
You know that song by Josephine Baker? J'ai deux amours, mon pays est Paris. I have
Right.
two loves.
I know pays. I
Of
don't know what
course you
happened to me.
do. Of course you do. And state.
Is l'état?
État,
État,
absolutely.
oui. Oui.
So you mentioned diplomacy is being negotiating and talking and creating. How do you say negotiation?
Négociation.
Absolutely. And dialogue?
Oh, that's a difficult one. Dialogue?
That's, yes?
Look at
Dialogue.
me, speaking French like a pro.
You are. Many words that are in the international vocabulary are actually the same in French and English.
Yes.
That helps us
I
understand.
realized that when I was studying in school many years ago.
Right. So now I will see if our viewers are as good as you are in French with a little quiz. Let's go for the quiz. So now is the quiz. This is a very important one today because what is at stake is nothing less than a trip to France, all expenses paid, offered by Copan Hospitality. A trip for two, Copan Hospitality. Trip to France, okay. I'm sure you are motivated and ready to jump on your mobile phone when you've got the right answer. So here's the question, 3 options. If you think you've got the right answer, you dial 1, 2 or 3 at 1788. Ready? Okay. So the question of today is, what is the French word for journey? Journey. Is it 1, voyage? Is it 2, journée? Journée. Is it 3, séjour? Séjour. 1, 2, 3, voyage, journée, séjour. What is the French word for journey? You know the answer. Jump on your phone, 1788. What's at stake today is a trip to France, all expenses paid, offered by Copan Hospitality.
I am itching to go get my phone and enter that quiz because I want that trip to France.
Yes, but I'm sure you know the answer.
I do.
And if you win, then people will say, she cheated.
Oh, yeah.
Because
come
people
on,
will
guys.
believe
You heard my French. Come on. I know a little
but they
French.
will. I'm sure they will think I gave you the answer, and I didn't. I swear I didn't.
Okay, I'm just trying to get myself a free trip to France.
Well, I'm sure our viewers have been so quick. Someone has won already.
Oh.
So I want to thank you so much for having been with us. And I want to offer you a present to thank you.
Oh, Your Excellency, thank you so much. I mean, this
is a little thing.
absolutely-
I'm sure it will match your outfit.
Oh, beautiful.
It is a scarf by
thank
Segbi,
you.
and of course a
A
matching mask because
very much needed
unfortunately-
in these times. Thank you
Yes.
so much. This is beautiful.
So
Oh,
that is
thank
to
you.
thank you. I would like to leave you the last word as well for our
Okay.
viewers.
Well, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I'm so happy to be here. It's been a lovely afternoon, full of very insightful conversation. I mean, any opportunity to talk about France, I mean, I'm there. I love the country. I've told you already. And I believe every Ghanaian, if you have an opportunity, should try and visit France at least once in their lifetime. It is a magical country. Paris is a magical city. I mean, they don't call it the city of love for nothing. If you have a special somebody, make sure that you at least visit once with them, and you will love it. The cuisine is amazing. The people are wonderful. They're friendly, and it's like a home away from home. So.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, you've got the job. I hire you as a tourist information and the best promoter of France.
I would
I've
be
ever
honored.
had.
I would be honored.
Thank you so very much. And France adores you, I'm sure. I would love to have you in France. Please let me thank my sponsors, who, without whom it wouldn't be possible to have this show. Thank you to Santal. Thank you, Decathlon. Thank you, Bolloré. Thank you, Serene. Thank you, Tractafric Motors. Thank you, Orca Deco. Thank you to NASCO. Of course, thank you to Copan Hospitality. Let me also thank my team, the team of the French Embassy, who puts together the documentaries and everything. And of course, the producer, Empire, and the team of Platinum Live, who you do not see because they are behind the cameras, but they're doing an amazing job. And I want to take this opportunity to thank them. Now, this episode is come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I will see you next week again, same time, same place. Until then, I wish you a bonne semaine. Have a good week. And I say au revoir, merci beaucoup. Goodbye, thank you very much.
On va bouger le monde. On va bouger le monde. It's the touch of France in your household. It's the touch of France in your mind. It's the time for Ghana, make a big step. It's the time to dance to the vibe. If you know what it is, then you know what I mean. From Accra to Paris, it's how you gonna feel. It's why you wanna see, it's why you wanna feel, it's why you gonna be, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the touch of France from Ghana. It's the touch of France from now. It's the touch of France from Ghana. It's the touch of France. On va bouger le monde.